What's up, everybody? Welcome to session 2. Alright, in this session, we're going to talk about engagement and increasing your reach. So, we're going to be covering engagement, how to increase your reach, and then a few things to note. So engagement is really important because engagement is not only what is going to help you create a genuine connection with your audience, but the more engagement you get on a post, the more the algorithm is going to show more and more people. So yeah, you want to aim for really high engagement on your posts. So I use this method and teach this method called branch engagement, where you interact with niche influencers' comments. So if you're able to do this for 1 or 2 hours a day, especially if you do it right before and after you post, you could even split it up and do like 20 minutes before you post, 40 minutes after you post. But yeah, that's the way you're going to get the most benefit from it. But as long as you do it at least once a day, any time of day, it's going to make an impact. I'll show you guys how to actually do this method in just a second, but I wanted to add a few notes before we get into that. So if you're posting valuable quality content, the people that you interact with will convert to followers. So you don't need to go on like a big following spree. You don't need to follow all these accounts you interact with. I just want you to interact genuinely with these accounts and make sure that you're providing valuable content, and your profile is something that when they see it, they'll be like, ooh, I really want to follow this person. I want to see what they're about. I want to see what they do because, yeah, they're sharing a lot of value or whatever it is. And you want to make sure that you engage consciously and genuinely. So don't be spammy, don't post things like great pic or amazing view, because you really want to stand out and get noticed in the comments. So be genuine. If they post a long caption, make sure you read it, share your thoughts, answer their questions, and you'll also get noticed by other people commenting on this post as well. So real quick, I'm going to show you how to actually go in and do branch engagement, but you want to go in and find someone on your profile, on your feed, who has the same kind of following as you, same niche, and yeah, go interact with their post, leave a genuine comment. So make sure you read their post and leave a genuine comment. So here I'm saying, oh, thanks so much for sharing this. It breaks my heart seeing how badly the outdoors is being treated this year, with a little emoji. Really appreciate this post. So this is something super genuine. It's going to speak to them. And then if other people on there are like, ooh, I really like what this person said, they're going to go to it too. So then after that, you want to go to their comments, find someone in their comments who has the same following, same niche, and then interact with their posts. So usually I think like 6 photos, and I'll comment on 2 photos. And another thing you can do is just reply to other people's comments, which I just did there. So here I'm commenting on another one of his photos, and then after that you find someone else, same kind of niche, which is travel for me, travel and exploring, same kind of following, go in and engage with their photos, and then the same thing. It's kind of like the rabbit hole of engagement. You want to go in, go to their comments, find someone else, and then yeah, down this like rabbit hole you go. And then yeah, you really, really want to make sure that you're leaving genuine comments. Even if it's not something long, something that can evoke an emotion from them is going to be really good. So like as you see on that last post, I put, these things are really scary with a laughing face, because I don't know about you, I grew up in the Midwest where Canadian goose will chase you down, or Canadian geese will chase you down if you get anywhere near them. So I thought it was funny to leave that as a comment. So here we're going through examples of genuine comments and not genuine comments. So on the left you can see, I can't wait to visit here, no travel plans now, but as soon as things open up we would love to move to Europe. So in her caption she asked everyone if there were any travel plans right now, if anyone had any travel plans. And you can even kind of see in the comments above me, they're not necessarily like spammy, but they're not really genuine. And if somebody were to see that, like nothing about that comment is going to make someone want to go check out their profile. Whereas they might see mine and like, oh, moving to Europe, wow, that's really cool. I want to see like who this person is. And then on the right, I just left 3 hearts on this photo. And again, that's not going to make anyone like want to go to my profile. That's not doing anything to stand out. I didn't even like get a reply on that comment or anything. So yeah, I definitely think being genuine and being real and showing people that you're paying attention to who they are is really going to resonate with them, and then that's going to give them a reason to go over to your account and interact with you. So now we're going to dive into the topic of increasing your reach. So we're going to go over a few tips and tricks for increasing your reach and getting your account in front of more eyes so that you can grow your profile and monetize your business. So one thing you can do is find people in your niche with a big following and turn on their post notifications. So you'll get notified when they post a photo, and if you're one of the first people to comment, they'll usually interact with you, or they'll come and post on your photo as well. But this just kind of shows people like, ooh, they kind of have like a connection with this person. Who is it? And then they'll be inclined to check out who you are. You can also kind of start doing the branch engagement with their followers as well. Start engaging with their followers, like their posts, comments, and just work on building that relationship with them. If you really like and resonate with someone, influencers or even people with smaller followings, shoot them a message and let them know. Like, don't be scared to reach out to people and say, oh my gosh, I really resonate with your photos, with what you're doing. I can't believe I haven't seen your account before. I don't know what you're doing, but keep it up. Something along the lines of that, just encouraging them. And that's really going to resonate with people. You know, people love compliments, and that's really going to help you start building a relationship with these people. So you can also use a hashtag strategy to increase your reach. The hashtag strategy that I use is displaypurposes.com. This is literally all I do. It's very simple, but I make sure that I change up my hashtags every day. You want to make sure you're not using the same hashtags over and over because Instagram does find this spammy. And with the new hashtag algorithm, they're really going to limit your reach if they notice that you're using the same hashtags over and over. So I do suggest changing it up. But display purposes is really easy to use. All you have to do is type in niched words. So anything that would fall under your niche. I use like travel couple or locations or explore, wanderlust, anything like that for mine. If you're fashion, beauty, yeah, just think of words that would fall under your niche, and the more specific you get, the better it's going to be. So, for example, if you use like portraits, portraits covers such a broad category because you can have travel portraits, you can have beauty portraits, you can have like action shots. Like, it just covers a really, really broad category. So the more specific you get with your words, the better it's going to be. And then you can also follow 10 to 20 hashtags that are in your niche and engage with people who post on them and who you would think would fit into your avatar or be someone that you would want to work with. You can also leverage Facebook groups to increase your reach. There's a lot of engagement groups on Facebook, which I really, really recommend as opposed to using an Instagram engagement group. Just because Instagram doesn't really support engagement groups, and if they know you're in one, you might be shadow banned. Plus, engagement groups aren't super genuine. People are engaging with you because you're engaging with them, not necessarily because they resonate with your message or what you have to offer. So I have a love-hate relationship with engagement groups because they do kind of increase your reach, because obviously the more engagement you get, the better it is. But if you're trying to sell your own products, if you're trying to work with brands, you really want to make sure you have genuine engagement as well, and you're not just using engagement groups to beef up your engagement. So something I really like doing is this Facebook group that I'm in. It's an engagement group, and they do quick likes, so you have to like all the photos in the thread within the hour. And doing this one time, I feel I've found really helps boost my engagement, because that initial like boost of likes on your photo tells the algorithm like, oh hey, this is a really good post, so I'm going to show it to more people. But you really don't want to get sucked into the trap of doing too many of their engagement threads, because there's a limit on how much you can engage on Instagram, and if you do too much at a time, it'll shadow ban you. And again, you really want your engagement to be genuine, especially as the business side of things. Having fake engagement really isn't going to help you all that much. So another tip I have is do not engage in follow for follow threads. I know this is a very tempting trap, because we all are encouraged to think that the more followers we have, the more successful we're going to be on Instagram, but this is so not true. You really want to work on having a niched audience, one that are inclined to interact with your post and aren't just following you because you're following them. Follow for follow threads often are very unproductive, because a lot of the people that follow you will either end up unfollowing you, or they'll be ghost followers and they're not going to interact with your posts. And like I explained earlier, if you have a bunch of ghost followers who don't interact, who don't like or comment on your posts, this is really going to hurt your engagement and your overall performance. So here's a few things to note. You know how I mentioned there were things that can get you shadow banned on Instagram, which I don't know if I covered this before, but a shadow banning is basically the act of blocking a user's content without the user knowing. So they're not going to tell you, oh, you've been shadow banned, but basically what this means is that your post is not going to appear on the Explore page, and it's not going to appear in any hashtag page. So if people search the hashtags that you used, if you're shadow banned, you're not going to show up. So it really limits your reach. So one thing to keep note of is that you can only send 10 DMs an hour without getting locked out by Instagram. Comments has a cap as well, and this really depends on your account. If you're a new account, I would start out with like 10 to 20 comments per hour. But for me, like, I have a really old account. I've had it for years now, and for the past 2 years, I've really been building up my own engagement and doing this branch engagement and everything. So I've built mine up, and I can probably do around 30 to 50 comments an hour, but I definitely wouldn't try to pass that. So I would start out going slow, maybe do like a half hour of engagement a day for like 2 weeks, and then the next week do an hour of engagement a day, and then 2 weeks after that go up to an hour and a half or 2 hours, or whatever you're comfortable with doing. I at least recommend doing an hour. The next thing I suggest doing is don't use the same hashtags over and over. I kind of covered this earlier, but pretty much avoid any spammy behavior. So don't unfollow or follow people too quick. Don't like photos too quick. Anything that Instagram's going to find kind of spammy, like you're a bot account that is, like liking photos to get likes or something. I know there's apps that do that. Yeah, so anything that seems spammy, Instagram's not going to like, and they're probably going to shadow ban you. So just to recap, we went over everything about engagement, why it's important, increasing your reach, how to get your profile in front of more eyes, and a few things to note to help you along that process. So the action steps you can take for this little lesson are: use and implement a hashtag strategy to increase your reach. And also check out some examples of messages that you can send to an account you want to connect with. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this little lesson helpful. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.